Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Prashant Bituri,
I'm Adela Nguyen.
I'm Purva Kantwal.
And I'm Michael Kierkessner.
and we're the representatives of University of Illinois at Springfield. We're very honored to be here today and are excited to share our analysis of Ryder systems. Ryder was founded in 1933 in the United States and expanded to Canada, Mexico, UK, and Singapore. It offers three main services: fleet management solutions, supply chain solutions, and dedicated transportation solutions. Fleet management solutions shared the largest share of revenue in 2017 with 61%, supply chain at 25%, and dedicated transportation at 14%. These are the key issues that Ryder currently faces: low salaries and lack of drivers. We did a SWOT analysis of Ryder to see what opportunities they might have moving forward, which we will go into further details in our short and long-term recommendations. Our SWOT analysis helped us identify this chain of events that highlights the issues that Ryder currently faces. Now I will invite my friend Mike to talk about our first short-term recommendation and how it solves the demand for drivers.
Thank you, Prashant. Our first recommendation is to implement a driver switch program. Driver is currently faced with a problem of shortage of drivers. According to the American Trucking Association, by 2022, there will be 239,000 shortage of drivers. It's time to make trucking more trendy. With the many millennials who prefer to stay closer to home, we recommend that Ryder adopt the driver switch program. In the driver switch program, we will decrease shipment time to help in just-in-time deliveries. We will increase driver retention, and drivers will have more opportunities and even be able to stay closer to home. Drivers will use strategic switch points located around the country in different warehouses to use as switch points, so that drivers that still prefer longer routes can keep the longer routes, and drivers that prefer shorter routes can switch with drivers that also want to do shorter routes. Let's take a look at an example of how this works. Take an example of Roger, who left the company a couple years ago. Ryder recruiters contact Roger and tell him about the driver switch program. Roger's excited to rejoin the company and try this new program. Roger simply gets in his red truck, drives to a strategic switch point, switches with another driver, gets in the blue truck, and returns home to be home in time for dinner. This allows Roger to spend less time driving and more time with his wife and friends. I'd like to go into a little bit of detail on why these 3 points will make trucking more trendy. Firstly, increasing driver retention. There's an 11-14 rule that allows drivers to only be on the road for 11 hours and only work 14 hours in a day. With the driver switch program, this will decrease the pressure for drivers to violate rules that are regulated by the government. Millennials will start becoming more interested in becoming truck drivers and introduce truck driving to their career. And the truck driving industry will decrease the turnover rate. Secondly, we will eliminate the gap between supply and demand. In our first year, we will implement this in 3 to 4 regions. By the end of year 2, we will expand this all across North America, and within 5 years, we expect Ryder's supply to meet demand. Lastly, we will increase profits. There will be less time needed to train new drivers, less tired drivers is going to lead to less accidents, and there will be better just-in-time deliveries. We expect profits to increase FMS by 2% and DTS revenue to increase by 200%. This is just a start to Ryder's new culture. To talk more about that and our second recommendation, here is Adela.
Thank you, Michael. So we recommend Ryder to create a new culture as our second recommendation for the short term. And that will solve the problem of low wages. So we recommend that the company should have a culture with multi-level referral program, the loyalty programs, and also healthcare benefits. So first, the multi-level referral program is a program to provide a bonus of $1,000 for the existing employees or driver that can refer a new driver for the company and stay for 1 year. And if that new driver decided to stay for a year, he or she can also receive a bonus of $1,000 as well. So imagine the case of our friendly truck driver, Roger. And he just rejoined the company and tell 5 of his friends to become the new driver and stay with Ryder for 1 year. And each of his friends will receive $1,000. And for Roger, wow, he just increased his income by $5,000. So this program will help increase the number of drivers for the company and also to better relationship between the employees. And the next one is our recommendation to have the loyalty programs. This is a recommendation to provide more rewards to the employees. The rewards can be company merchandise, bonuses, vacations, stock options, or even work location of choices. And this will be provided to employees who work over 40 hours per week and also for who work under 40 hours per week. And this program will allow the company to motivate the employees better and also to help them better the retention. The next one is healthcare benefits, which we recommend Ryder to provide healthcare insurance for both the employees and their families, because the healthcare benefit is the priority in this industry. And we recommend that company can focus on some healthcare benefits such as vision plan, retirement plan, health saving accounts, or even more, so that they can attract more drivers for the company, and it can be a competitive advantage. So before I turn it over to my friend Prashant, I would like to show this chart of the free cash flow and the expenditures for the commercial rental in 2016 and 17. So we believe that if Ryder use the current free cash flow and consider adjusting the cost for the replacement, Ryder will be well prepared for our long-term recommendation. And now Prashant will tell us more about our first long-term recommendation.
Thank you, Anila. Our first long-term recommendation is electric trucks. These advanced trucks solve the problem of unsafe roads, increase driving hours, which can increase drivers' wages. Electric vehicles are disrupting the transportation industry. It used to be the smaller vehicles and shorter distances that transportation companies used electric vehicles for. But now trucks are the most recent addition to that electric fleet. Recently, Tesla launched their electric semis, which are set to revolutionize the trucking industry. They solve a big problem of mile range with electric vehicles with a 500-mile range and faster speeds. Electricity is 50% cheaper than diesel. With the added benefits of electric trucks compared to conventional trucks in terms of fuel and maintenance costs, the overall cost savings can be as much as 30 cents per mile. Apart from the monetary benefits, electric trucks also offer safer drives. There were more than 4,000 fatalities in 2015 involving large trucks and buses. With features such as assisted driving and anti-collision assistance, the driver safety is improved, which in turn improves the safety of others on the road. A more rested and attentive driver will improve the overall quality of driving, which in turn may influence a change in the 1114 rule in the future, which will allow drivers looking for longer routes to have longer shifts. Ryder's competitors are gearing up for the switch to electric vehicles. By keeping up with their competitors in this switch, Ryder not only gets a competitive advantage, they also improve their sustainability and contribute towards a greener environment. The standards for keeping carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions low keep getting stricter. They're already moved into phase 2 last year, which will run on till 2027. This early switch already prepares them for a solution to a problem that they will later face down the line. With our added benefits of electric trucks, we recommend Ryder add at least 1,100 electric trucks over the next 10 years to their fleet, which saves them $192 million which directly impacts their fleet management and dedicated transportation services. The technology adoption lifecycle emphasizes on the fact that riders become early adopters and stay ahead of 84% of the market in terms of adoption, which gives them that competitive edge that they require in this route. Now my friend Apurva will talk about our second long-term recommendation.
Thank you, Prashant. Our second long-term recommendation is take rider to the sky. So the problems this recommendation that is going to solve is, first of all, increase in the demand for drivers, and second is the deficiency in qualified drivers. Now let's see why we say that Ryder should introduce air freight services to their business. Right now, Ryder has 234,000 trucks to their fleet. With growing e-commerce, there always increases the problem of providing better logistics and just-in-time deliveries. Right now, Ryder is facing challenges in that regard, which arise due to the fact that their business right now is driver dependent, and which in turn requires need for qualified drivers. So let me walk you through the benefits air freight services is going to provide to Ryder. First of all, it's flexibility in transportation. So with air freight services, Ryder will be able to better manage their services and at the same time provide flexibility in transportation of goods, irrespective of their weight, size, or where the goods have to be delivered. Second being globalization challenges being mitigated. We all are well aware that with globalization, the commodity flow increases, which in turn directly affects the economies of countries. With air freight services, all the challenges that globalization brings with it will be mitigated and reduced. Next is cost reduction. So if Ryder puts right shipment strategy into place, they will be able to not only reduce their prices, but at the same time, they will have a competitive edge and provide efficient services to their clients. Apart from that, they will also be able to deliver faster domestic, international and domestic shipping. This will keep the clients happy because they will make their just-in-time deliveries even more better than they're already providing. And this will also provide them with a competitive edge, which will provide customer satisfaction. Now let me show you how this will work for Ryder. So with air freight services, Ryder will be able to provide just-in-time deliveries and better logistics, not only in the United States, but also in Asia, Europe, or in any part of the world. So this, for sure, is going to keep their customers very much happy. So how they should introduce air freight services to their line of business? For doing that, they need to modify their as-is business process, which right now is driver dependent. For doing so, they need to add additional business processes into their system, which can be done by adding air freight services and creating a new 2B business process. Apart from that, Ryder should also lease airplanes for about 10 to 15 years. This will allow them to have a strong customer base, provide just-in-time deliveries, and make their customers happy. Once they've attained that, they can end up purchasing one. So this will also allow Ryder to have air cargo network of their own in future. With that, I would like to hand over to my colleague Mike to conclude our presentation.
Thank you, Purva. In conclusion, I would like to review the benefits of our 4 recommendations. In our driver switch program, it will decrease shipment times and increase opportunities for drivers and add a new demographic to the driving industry of millennials. The driver switch program will also increase profits. Our new culture is going to add a multi-level referral program, reward program, and healthcare benefits, overall increasing the salary for drivers. In our electric trucks, we will increase the safety of all drivers on the road, making Ryder a new adopter, an early adopter in the competitive industry, increasing wages for drivers. Also, finally, our airplanes are going to reinvent the Ryder fleet. This is going to make for flexible and faster shipping, giving Ryder a competitive advantage and a less need for drivers. We would like to thank you for listening to our presentation and open the floor for questions.
First of all, thank you very much.